It is Friday afternoon at work. A coworker stops by your desk and says, "Hey, can you cover my shift tomorrow?" I'm in a bind. You do not check your calendar. You do not think about what you already planned. You hear the request, see them waiting, and say, "Yeah, sure." They smile. "Thank you." Seriously, conversation over. 10 minutes later, you were in the parking lot looking at your phone. You already promised your sister you would help her move. And now one thought keeps repeating. Why did I say yes? This is the part people usually mishandle. They assume the answer is already locked because they said it out loud. So instead of changing it, they start building a case. Maybe I can move everything around. Maybe I can cancel on my sister. Maybe I should just do it so I do not look unreliable. Then resentment starts growing around a decision they never really made. If that is you, the next move is not a better excuse. It is a correction. Go back and say, "I answered too quickly yesterday. I can't cover Saturday after all." That is the whole message. You do not need to prove that your reason is important enough. You do need to be clear, and you do need to correct it as soon as you reasonably can. Because there is a difference between changing your mind after careful consideration and realizing you never gave yourself time to consider it in the first place. Sometimes the yes comes out because the other person is standing there. They are waiting. You can already imagine the disappointment if you say no. So your mouth solves the awkward moment before your actual decision is finished. Then the conversation ends, the pressure drops. And now you can finally hear your own answer. That does not mean every yes should be reversible forever. If you committed to something and changing it creates a real problem, that matters. But pretending you still mean yes when you do not does not make you more reliable. It can make you late, resentful, evasive, or likely to cancel even later. Here is where people make the correction harder than it needs to be. They lead with an apology that lasts 30 seconds.
Yeah.
"I am so sorry. I feel terrible. I know I said yes. I normally never do this. It is just that my sister needs me and work has been crazy and..." Now, the other person is deciding whether your reason is good enough. You accidentally turned your own answer into an application for approval. Try this instead. "I answered too quickly. I can't cover Saturday after all. I wanted to tell you now so you have time to ask someone else." Clear, useful. Done. They may be disappointed. That is the part you have to tolerate. Not every uncomfortable face means you made the wrong decision. Your coworker might say, "Seriously? I thought you already agreed." You can say, "I did. I answered before I checked what I had already committed to. I'm correcting it now." Notice what is missing. No argument, no attack, no 10-minute explanation. You are not trying to make them happy about the change. You are trying to give them accurate information as early as possible. If your change creates inconvenience, you can acknowledge that without surrendering the correction. "I know this is inconvenient. That's why I wanted to tell you as soon as I realized." Then stop. The skill here is not saying no perfectly. It is surviving the few seconds where somebody else is unhappy with your answer. That is where a lot of automatic yeses come from. Not from what you want, from wanting the interaction to stay smooth. If that sounds familiar, what gets your yes before you have actually decided? Guilt, pressure, or awkward silence? Put one word in the comments. Now take the same pattern outside work. A friend asks, "Can you drive me to the airport Sunday morning?" You say yes. Later you remember you have an early appointment and the timing is terrible. You do not need to invent a flat tire. You can text, "I answered too quickly earlier. I'm not going to be able to drive you Sunday." If you know early enough, say it early enough. That is part of being fair. And this is the bigger shift. Stop treating your first answer like it is more honest than your considered answer. Fast does not automatically mean true. Sometimes the most honest thing you can say is, "I need to correct what I told you." Then next time, make the original decision slower. When someone asks for something and you feel that automatic yes coming, do not force yourself to produce a no on the spot. Use a smaller sentence. "Let me check and get back to you." That gives your real answer time to catch up with your reflex. You will still say yes and help people. You may even inconvenience yourself because that person matters and you genuinely want to. The difference is that the yes belongs to you. And when you realize you answered too quickly, correct it before resentment has to do the job for you. You are allowed to be accurate after you were automatic. Say it early, say it clearly. Then let the other person have whatever reaction they have. If you want more practical tools for staying clear under social pressure, subscribe to the Unbothered Edge.